back to another video. So today's video is going to be my Disney World bucket list, which is everything from rides to experiences to dining. Everything that's on Walt Disney World property that I have not done yet is going to be listed in this video. And as you can tell, we have a little guest that we always have here, but she's being like extra needy today, so I don't know what her game plan's gonna be, but you know, she's welcome here, so right? Can you go lay down? Can you lay down right there? So I feel like I'm definitely going to get roasted in the comments of this video, which is totally fine. It's understandable. There's a lot of things on here that are very classic Disney things, very basic things that I definitely should have already done, and I don't blame you for roasting me. So let's get into it. So we're going to start with rides in Magic Kingdom. So this is the park where I have the most rides uncompleted. So there are 6 rides in Magic Kingdom currently that I have not completed, and Tron is not going to be on this list just because it's not open yet. But as far as rides go in Magic Kingdom, the ones I haven't done are Astro Orbiter, Barnstormer, Dumbo, Mad Tea Party, Magic Carpets of Aladdin, and Tomorrowland Speedway. So I feel like the one I'm gonna get roasted for the most is probably Dumbo, which I totally get. But as you can tell, these are all of like the kiddier rides, so I feel like it's kind of understandable why I haven't done them yet. Although majority of the time that I go to Disney World is with my niece and nephew, so you would think that we would have done these rides by now, but I haven't. I think the one that I would want to do the most on this list is probably Dumbo. I mean, I've like walked by all of these rides, like I know where they are. I just haven't done them. I feel like Astro Orbiter would be another top contender for me, especially like during fireworks. I feel like it'd be really cool to ride it during that time. Mad Tea Party, not really my cup of tea. No pun intended. But like actually I don't really like spinning rides like that. I used to when I was younger, but Adult Taylor, not so much. All right, and then moving on to experiences in Magic Kingdom, I have Country Bear Jamboree, Hall of Presidents, Liberty Square Riverboat, Swiss Family Treehouse, Tom Sawyer Island, Enchanted Tiki Room, and Enchanted Tales with Belle. So I know that Enchanted Tales with Belle was one of those things that like stopped when COVID hit, so that kind of explains why I haven't done that yet, or else that I definitely think that that would be something that I would be interested in. Pretty sure it's some sort of like kind of walkthrough of like the castle or something with Belle. I don't really know, but I have seen like a couple little clips of it, and I think that it would be fun to do, especially with my niece and nephew. Enchanted Tiki Room is one I think I'm definitely gonna get roasted for, which is like, I'm pretty sure that's like a 10-minute kind of show in Adventureland. That's as far as I know about it. Sorry. And then all the other experiences are definitely like quick little things that I think I could definitely like get done the next time that I go to Magic Kingdom. I think that I would also really enjoy the Liberty Square Riverboat because it's just like a little boat ride, and I feel like that'd be fun. It's simple, you know. And then as far as dining, it's pretty much honestly like everywhere in Magic Kingdom. I'm very much a Casey's, spring roll cart, lunching pad kind of girly. Like I like my quick service restaurants in Magic Kingdom, especially because my park days there are just so like jam-packed because I'm always trying to get so much done. So forgive me for this list, but here we go. I have Be Our Guest, Cinderella's Royal Table, Crystal Palace. My top contender would be the Fairy Tale Fireworks Dessert Cruise, Gaston's Tavern, Jungle Navigation, Liberty Tree Tavern, The Plaza, and Tony's Town Square. Yeah. I really do want to do Be Our Guest, even though I've heard that it is very overpriced, but I mean, it's a Beauty and the Beast themed dinner. Like, how could I not do that? That would be so fun. Or breakfast even. I'm pretty sure the characters are there for both breakfast and dinner, so I'd be cool with either, honestly. And Cinderella's Royal Table would be so fun too, because like you're inside the castle. Like, it can't get any more magical than that. So I feel like that would be really fun, but once again, very expensive. Same with Crystal Palace. I would probably want to go there for breakfast because I know that all the 100 Acre Woods characters are there, which I would absolutely love to meet all of them during breakfast. And then yeah, all the other ones I honestly don't know too much about, so I can't really say if I would enjoy going to any of those. I know that majority of it is American, Jungle Navigation's African, Asian, and Latin food, and then Tony's Town Square has some Italian food as well, which I would probably really enjoy. But yeah, for the most part, I think that Be Our Guest, Cinderella's Royal Table, and Crystal Palace would be the top of my bucket list for the Magic Kingdom dining. So that is it for Magic Kingdom. So now let's move on to Animal Kingdom. So as far as rides go in Animal Kingdom, the rides that I have not done yet are Kali River Rapids, Triceratops Spin, and Wildlife Express Train, which kind of leads me into Rafiki's Planet Watch, but we'll get to that during experiences. But yeah, as far as those rides go, I would definitely be on board to do Kali River Rapids. I know that like the Six Flags that is local to me, they do have something called, I think it's called like Congo Rapids, something like that. It's very similar. It's basically the same exact ride, and I do love water rides like that. It's just that whoever I'm with doesn't typically like to do those kinds of rides, but I'm definitely always a sweaty mess when I'm in Animal Kingdom especially, so I feel like I would definitely really enjoy the Kali River Rapids. And also I feel like every time I go it's like under refurbishment or closed also, so that's probably another reason I've never done it. Triceratops Spin, if you've seen my Animal Kingdom vlogs before, I have mentioned how I think it's a very basic ride. It's just like Dumbo, just like Aladdin. I feel like those kinds of rides are just more suited for kids, so like I just never think to go on them. But since I am a big fan of dinosaur, I feel like I should give it a chance because it's also dinosaur themed, but I don't really have any desire to go on it, so I don't know if I'll get to that, to be honest. And then Wildlife Express Train I do definitely want to do because it takes you to Rafiki's Planet Watch, and I feel like there's a lot to do there, especially like on a day with my niece and nephew. I think that that would be really fun to do. So at Rafiki's Planet Watch there is the affection section, which is where I think you can get like close up with like the smaller farm animals. I'm gonna have to like look into that and like fact check myself, but I'm pretty sure that's like where you can like get involved with animals in some way. Then there is the animation experience, which is something I've never done at any of the Disney resorts, hotels, properties, like nothing. I've never done an animation experience. So I feel like that would be really fun. And then there's also the conservation station, which I believe is where they teach you all about caring for the animals and what the caretakers do to, you know, keep the animals alive, stuff like that. So I feel like that would be really fun and interesting. And then I've also never done either of the walking trails in Animal Kingdom, which I feel like makes me a really fake Animal Kingdom fan because I feel like everyone has done the trails. It's just like a staple when you're going to Animal Kingdom, but apparently not for me. So there's the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail, which obviously speaks for itself. It's the trail where you can see the gorillas, which I think would be really fun to do. I honestly am not even sure where to like enter that. I'm pretty sure that is in Africa, and then Maharaja Jungle Trek is in Asia, but I honestly just like never see them when I'm there, and I'm just so focused on rides that I feel like I just, maybe if I have seen them I just don't recall. But yeah, I have seen it in vlogs where people have done these trails, and I really feel like it would be fun to go and see the gorillas and the tigers, so that'll definitely be something that I want to do next time I go to Animal Kingdom for sure. And then dining, once again, is pretty much every sit-down restaurant in Animal Kingdom. So I haven't done Rainforest Cafe, but there is one relatively close to where I live. So I've been to that plenty of times. I know what they have to eat, and I know that it's expensive, and it's like not really worth it unless you're a kid, because I used to go there all the time as a kid and I absolutely loved it. But as an adult, I just feel like it's just very overpriced, and honestly, I always end up waiting really long for my food at the one that's local to me. So I don't have a desire to go to the one in Animal Kingdom, honestly. And then the rest of the dining for Animal Kingdom is Nomad Lounge, Tiffin's, and Yak and Yeti. So I've heard really good things about honestly all of them. I've heard that Nomad Lounge has really good drinks, so I would definitely be down to do like a little day drinking at Nomad Lounge. I think that'd be really fun. So my thing with like the sit-down restaurants in Animal Kingdom is that I feel like a lot of them have African and Asian food, which I'm not like the biggest fan of. I do really like Chinese food, and that's about it, but I don't know if I really enjoy it in the park. I don't really know because I haven't looked at any of these menus to know if I would actually really enjoy it or not. Honestly, I feel like I'm gonna get roasted for this, but I really like Restaurantosaurus because they have chicken fingers and they're good, and their chicken sandwich is good, so I'm just always happy going there, and it's like very close to dinosaurs, so I don't know, I just really like Restaurantosaurus. And then moving on to Epcot, I have completed every single ride in Epcot, which is the only park that I've done every single ride in, so that's really exciting. So as far as experiences in Epcot, I have a lot on this list and a lot of dining. It actually would be easier to name the ones I have done than to name the ones I haven't, but for my list, that is what I have, is everything I haven't done, so this is gonna be a long list, so just get ready. So for Epcot experiences, I have American Adventure, because I've never been inside of the American Adventure Pavilion, so I don't really know what's in there, but I would be interested to go in. I have American Heritage Gallery on here, which is that in there? I don't know. And then I have Beauty and the Beast Sing Along, which I feel like my niece would absolutely love. And then I have Bujitsu Con Gallery, which I'm honestly Not quite sure what that is. I'm gonna have to look into that. And then I have the Disney and Pixar Short Film Festival, Gallery of Arts and History, House of Whispering Willows, Impressions de France, Mexico Folk Art Gallery, Reflections of China, Stave Church Gallery. Honestly, I don't really know what majority of these things are, except I have seen it in vlogs where people go to the Disney and Pixar Short Film Festival. But yeah, other than that, I honestly don't know what any of these things are, so you guys can learn along with me. The next time that I go to Epcot, I will make sure that I am checking at least some of these things off of my bucket list. And then dining, very long. All right, let's do it. Space 220, the Artist Table, Beer Garden, Chefs de France, Coral Reef Restaurant, Decadent Delights, Garden Grill, La Cava del Tequila, La Hacienda de San Angel, Le Cellier, Rose and Crown, San Angel Inn, Spice Road Table, Tepanito, Tutto Gusto Wine Cellar, Tutto Italia, Via Napoli, and Akershus. So like I said, pretty much every single restaurant in Epcot, because once again, when I go to Epcot, I'm usually going for festivals or, you know, just getting quick service. And I just like don't really do sit down restaurants in the parks because I am so, you know, ride focused and just like, you know, trying to get like other experiences done, that food just kind of comes last for me. It's just like I eat when I feel like I need to eat. And unfortunately that usually is just like chicken tenders, but I do really want to get more into park foods because I know that it is part of the magical experience, and I know that Disney is well known for their food. So I know that I need to get on it. So, you know, just chill with the comments. I feel like the top of my list would definitely be Garden Grill because I just love living with the land and they have American food. So I feel like for picky eaters like me, it would be pretty simple to eat there. And it's also a rotating restaurant, which is cool. Who's eating at a rotating restaurant like off property? No one. Also, Space 220 would be really cool for several reasons, but I just know how hard it is to get a reservation there. And like I said, it's just not really top priority. So if anything, I might go to Space 220 on a whim, like I almost did in my most recent trip to Epcot, just because they have the bar. So I feel like I'd be okay to just go there and have a couple drinks and like be satisfied. I'd also really like to do, I forget which one it is. I think it's San Angel Inn or San Angel or whatever you guys call it, which is the one that's inside of the Mexico Pavilion, like the sit down one. And then I think one of them is a quick service inside of the Mexico Pavilion. But I would definitely want to sit along the water for the Grand Fiesta Tour because I feel like that'd be really cool to just like sit very close to the ride and just enjoy a really nice Mexican dish. And then obviously both of the Italian restaurants would be really cool because I love pizza and I also just love regular, you know, Italian food. So I feel like Via Napoli and Tutto Gusto and Tutto Italia would be really cool. And then I think Akershus or Akershus, I don't really know how you say that, but that is a character dining experience with all of the princesses, I believe. So I feel like that would be really fun to do. And then that is it for Epcot, which I feel like there's so many experiences and so much dining that has to get done at Epcot. So stay tuned for future vlogs where I will start to get all of those things done. As far as rides in Hollywood Studios, the only one that I haven't done is Alien Swirling Saucer because like I said, it's kind of like, you know, Mad Tea Party. It's just not really my vibe. It's just like I don't really like spinning things. I can go on them, but I just don't want to risk getting the headache or like the motion sickness because I just don't think it'd be worth it. My camera battery just died, so I'm sorry if the setup did just change a little bit. But yeah, that is all that I have not done for rides in Hollywood Studios. So I definitely do need to ride that just to check it off my bucket list and say that I've done every single ride in Hollywood Studios. As far as experiences, I have Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy, Muppet Vision 3D, Vacation Fun short film, Walt Disney Presents, and then I have Star Wars Launch Bay. But to be honest, I'm not really a Star Wars girly, so I don't really care about that. Muppet Vision, I'm just not a Muppets girly like at all. I find them very annoying, so probably would not do that. Walt Disney Presents I have seen in quite a few vlogs, so I would definitely be interested in doing that. And then as far as dining goes, once again, it's majority of the sit down ones, but at least I have done Mama Melrose's Ristorante Italiano, so I have that checked off my list. But as far as dining in Hollywood Studios, I have 50s Prime Time, ABC Commissary, Baseline Tap House, Hollywood and Vine, Hollywood Brown Derby, Oga's, and Sci-Fi. So out of all of those, Sci-Fi is 100% top of my list. I always want to go to Sci-Fi. It just never really works out but it is something that I think about every single time that I do go to Hollywood Studios. So that would be really fun to do next time I go. And then Oga's I feel like would be really fun too, even though I'm not like that into Star Wars. It would be fun to just go for the drinks. I think the main reason I haven't gone yet is because I don't want to have to like consume my drinks standing up. Like, I know that it's really hard to get a table sitting down. So I think that that's probably the reason I haven't gone yet with anyone, because like when you're going to like have like a break in the middle of your Disney day, like you want to be able to sit. So I don't really like the concept of like it being majority standing room. So that's probably the reason I haven't really gone. Even though reservations are not like terribly hard to get for Oga's, I just feel like it's probably the people that I'm going with more so than like any other reason, because we want to sit, and I feel like that's a pretty valid reason. So yeah, 50s prime time is definitely like not on my list because I don't want to be yelled at while I'm eating. Like, I know a lot of people think that that is fun and that's like your vibe, like that's cool to have a very like, you know, 50s themed dinner where people are being rude to you. I don't know, it's just like not up my alley. I know that you can probably tell your server that like you're not interested in those kinds of vibes and they'll, you know, make sure to treat you accordingly, but I don't know, just not really for me. I don't really have any desire to go there, so I probably will not anytime in the near future. That is it for the Disney parks. I have done both of the water parks. The only thing that's like outside of the parks that I haven't done is the Christmas and Summerland golfing. I think that's like what it's called. I have done Fantasia Gardens, so yeah, that's like pretty much it for the Disney parks. So now we're going to move on over into Disney Springs. So for Disney Springs, I feel like majority of it is obviously stores and restaurants, but there are still some experiences there. But I have Vintage Amphicar Tour, and then I have Cake Decorating Experience. And then dining in Disney Springs. There's a lot once again, so feel free to roast me because I do go to Disney Springs a lot and I do eat there a lot. So there's not really an excuse for like not trying majority of these, but here we go. So I have the AMC 24 Dine-In Theater. I have Boathouse, CityWorks, the Edison, Enzo's Hideaway, Frontera Cocina, House of Blues. Is it Haleo by Jose Andres? Or Jose Andres? Maria and Enzo's, Morimoto, Paddlefish, Raglan Road, Splitsville, STK, Terralina, Crafted Italian, and Wolfgang Puck Bar and Grill. So I feel like it's a pretty long list, and honestly I'm a pretty picky eater, so I really would only eat at the ones that serve probably American food, to be honest. I also really like Italian, so I think I would really enjoy Enzo's Hideaway and Maria and Enzo's. Raglan Road, I don't think I'm an Irish girly like at all. I don't know if there's anything that I would eat there. And I don't like steak or seafood, so STK, Paddlefish, I think Boathouse has a lot of seafood too, so they're just like not gonna be on the top of my list, honestly. I know it's like tragic that I don't like seafood or steak. I feel like I get roasted all the time in my regular life, so go ahead, say what you need to say in the comments, but I'm never gonna get on board with any of it. And then that is it for Disney Springs. So now moving on over to the Disney Boardwalk. There's a few dining things there that I have never done. So that is Abracadabra, Big River Grill, ESPN, which is no longer there, and then Flying Fish. So I would just want to replace ESPN with the Boardwalk Deli because, you know, ESPN's not there and the Boardwalk Deli is. So if you didn't know this, my favorite restaurant on all of Disney World property is Trattoria El Forno on the Boardwalk. I went there for dinner once and it was amazing. It was literally the best dining experience I've ever had on Disney property. It's just probably always gonna be my top, and the food was literally chef's kiss. It was so freaking good. That's probably gonna remain my favorite on the Boardwalk. I don't think that any of these other ones would top it for me, but yeah, that's all that I haven't done on the Boardwalk. And then the very last category on my Disney World bucket list is visiting the resorts. So I've only ever stayed at All-Star Movies and All-Star Sports because usually when I'm going to Florida, I'm staying with my in-laws who are local to Disney World. So I never need a place to stay unless I'm like going with my friends, which is kind of a rare experience to go with them, not for a day trip. So yeah, just never have a reason to stay on property. So obviously every single other Disney resort that I didn't just name are on my bucket list to stay there. But the ones that I put on my bucket list for now are the ones that I literally just want to go to and walk around and explore, because I've literally never even stepped foot onto these properties. So let's get into those resorts. So I have the Grand Floridian Wedding Pavilion. I would really love to see this. I know that you do have to time it out perfectly so that there isn't a wedding actually going on, because obviously you can't really tour that when someone is getting married in there. So I would definitely love to see this pavilion because that is my dream wedding location. And then I also have on here Wilderness Lodge, All-Star Music, Animal Kingdom Lodge, Caribbean Beach, Coronado Springs, Old Key West, Pop Century, Saratoga Springs, and Yacht Club. So I feel like the ones that are gonna like surprise you guys the most are probably like Wilderness Lodge and Animal Kingdom Lodge. Just because they're like pretty popular resorts that people do at least check out even if they don't stay there. And I don't blame you. Like, I'd be surprised too, especially because like I do really love to resort hop. And you know, I also feel like Pop Century is gonna be one that people are gonna be like, girl, because I literally did the Skyliner loop for the resorts when I was just there in September resort hopping. So I know I just didn't have enough time in my day to go over there and check it out. But I have seen videos and I looked at it from like afar, and it does look like kind of like, you know, the same as the All-Star resorts. I don't know if I'm missing anything too much there, but it is cool that it's on the Skyliner loop. But I do think that my top one that I would really want to go to is Animal Kingdom Lodge, because a fun fact about me is that giraffes are my favorite animal besides this little bean and my dogs. But yeah, I do really love giraffes, and I think that Animal Kingdom Lodge is probably my like top tier like bucket list stay on Disney property besides Beach Club. I do really want to stay at Beach Club because I think that they have the absolute best pool and they're right next to Epcot, so it's like a win-win. But yeah, that is it for my Disney World bucket list. I actually think it's really fun to have a lot of things on my list that I've never done, because it just gives me new experiences, new rides, new dining to look forward to when I'm going to Disney World. And obviously like a first time experience point of view for my videos as well. So let me know in the comments which one shook you the most, which one am I the fakest Disney adult for not doing. Just go ahead and let me know. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching, and subscribe and tap the bell icon so you get notified every single time I post, which is every Friday. And I will see you real soon. Bye.